What this automation does is it creates an automated article. 100% free, you don't have to do anything, it creates the article for you. It optimizes it for SEO, knowing all the current guidelines, knowing how to tell Google's AI, which determines how your website is going to rank, that it's a high quality article. So these two checked off, and to go into a bit more detail, we'll get into the actual code. I'll break it down so you can copy this. We've given it certain instructions that are best practices in SEO. One good practice is to add links, outbound links, incoming links, and obviously we can add incoming links here, but outbound links, links to other pages that we own, as well as images in this. But for this video, we're not going to have images, image generation. That's going to be for a different video because that also is not 100% free. So I wanted to keep this video free. Another cool thing is that this is 100% automated. So you basically give it the topic, because that's kind of what I found tricky, and that is, I'll get into the detail, but you don't have to do a lot of work. Basically, you could go in, tell AI right now, give me 100 topics, and that's going to suffice for 100 days. That's going to be enough for 100 days, and you can basically let this AI run, and it's going to go through each and every topic. And that's just the best way, because you are more in control of the topic it's going to choose. That's just, if you have a list where it's picking up topics throughout, that's just, I found, doesn't work that well. So I want to be in control of the topics, but everything else, it takes a topic, writes the article, optimizes it for SEO, and then publishes it to your WordPress website automatically. Using the API, you don't have to do anything after setting the topics. So without talking more, I want to get into this video and I want to explain exactly how this works. We're going to go through this step by step, once by one. So I have a comment here. You can ignore this comment. This is where it starts. It's getting WordPress SEO. That is basically my main folder. This is where everything lies, and this lies in iCloud just for easier access, so I can run this from my iPad, from my Mac, but I primarily run this from my Mac. You could even run it from your iPhone. However, if you have an older model iPhone, that's not going to work. You need Apple Intelligence for this. So iPad or Mac it will be. Okay, so let's get into how this is actually structured. As you can see, the first step here is to get the file from this. This is a folder. I'll call it WSA, and you'll know what this stands for. This is basically my old folder where everything is located inside. So let's move on to the next piece here, which is topic q.txt. This is basically a file. Topic Q. As I said in the beginning, you basically add a topic list, and this is just plain text. You add a topic, basically one SEO title or one topic. You don't even have to have it to be a title yet. As you can see in the shortcuts automation, you can see it splits this file by new lines, and it's just getting the first item. So that's simple enough. So it takes the first line right here, and then there's just some other stuff that's not that interesting, so I'm going to skip over it. Basically, it then removes this from the list, and then it saves it again as a new file, topic Q updated, TQ updated. So this is where the fun part starts. It's looking at the folder again, and what we have in this folder is a different file named used topics. Used topics. This is very interesting because this is our first manual SEO boost, which you couldn't do if you just said ChatGPT, write me a good article, and then you include backlinks or link throughout my website. We have a topics queue list, which right now is empty as we run this for the first time. But we'll come back to this later, and after it's published, we'll add the link into this file. So in the end here, we'll have this going in right here. So you basically can see it adds this to our used topics, and as we go on, it's going to have access to all of this. Now, this is in German, but don't be scared.
I'm editing the video right now, and I noticed that this part of me explaining the prompt just took way too long, so I've translated the prompt into English here. You can copy this exact prompt or use your own prompt. Basically, the only thing you have to change here are the variables, current topic, and used topics. You gotta link them in the shortcut, and apart from that, you're good to go. If you guys want me to make a full video explaining this prompt, can let me know, but basically if you copy this and use this prompt, you're going to get the same results as me. So If nobody asks for it, I'm not gonna make this video any longer. But again, if people want to know, I will make a updated or an extension video. But this video is just supposed to be on the shortcut.
This goes into there as well as in here, variable current topic, AI1, and we get this as well. And then we have them do something accordingly. So this is basically where UT2 gives us, or gives the AI, the links that it can use. This gives us Markdown, and we could give this straight to WordPress, but I found it to be a bit difficult. It didn't quite do what I wanted it to do, so I'm not doing it that way anymore. It's creating a Markdown file. I'm then creating a rich text file from that, and then I'm making it HTML. And I thought about asking AI right here to give me HTML right away, because we could set that up as well. But that's just not something I've come around to doing. And it's like, why mess with this if it's working this way fine? And it's just 2 extra steps that basically don't take any extra energy. This is where we get to part 2, or AI2. Let me call this AI1. AI2. This basically is the title generator is told to create an SEO optimized title for, in German, for this, blah, 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 use psychology, time saving, quality improvement, loss aversion in the sense of not making a mistake, classics, and then it's supposed to only output the finished text with no formatting. And that's basically it. That is the automation. So we run through here, get this, and then we run through this, and this gives us the title, raw title. And then we move on to, hold up, we're not going to include this in this video because image generation you can integrate in this and it works nicely. However, it costs 5 cents per image. So to keep this video 100% free, I'm not going to include it here, and it works without this image just as well. So basically, I'm going to do a different video on that. If you want to see that, stay tuned, subscribe, and you'll be notified when I upload that. That's super awesome, super easy to set up. You only need the Gemini API, and it costs 5 cents per image, which, depending on the website you're working with, can definitely be worth it. But then there's some other image stuff. I'm going to ignore this image stuff. And this is where you set your username in WordPress and your app password. So it looks like this: username and then the app password. If the app password has spaces, leave the spaces there. But this is what it's supposed to look like. Encode this text with base 64 so we can send it to WordPress. This is where you got to put in your website with this URL, and I'll have it on my website so you can go ahead and copy this exact URL and just enter your website name, because this is where we basically get the information from, and we authorize that we basically log in our shortcut to the website. And this, I believe, is a mistake, so we can remove this. Basically, this is just the authorization. Then this right here, we're gonna skip over to, because this is just for images and we don't need that. We get the ID, we upload the image, we get the ID, but that's for a different video. Super simple to set up, but as I said, not free. So this is where I'm selecting a number between 0 and 100. Why am I doing this? It's just that I'm starting out posting on a new website with a lot of articles. I don't know if that's of any benefit to change the dates when it's published. Maybe Google just looks at the time where it was crawled and ignores the other dates, but there's a slight chance that this is helpful, so I have it in here. You don't need this. And then I just take today's date and subtract random numbers between 0 and 100 from that, and you could just put in today's date otherwise. I'll show you where. This is where you got to get the URL. Again, you can get it from our website, or you can just copy and paste it of this video, or just type it in yourself. This is where we put the authorization again, value basic, and then you put the base 64 encoded variable in here. And this is where it gets juicy again, where you have to put in title as key. So basically you press plus just to go in detail. As key, you type in title, and then it's text, and as value, you select your variable, which in my case is SEO title. I've named it that. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Then you put status, also text, publish. You just type this in. Content is gonna be variable again, and this is the HTML variable that we set, or not variable that we set, but just the HTML that we have converted up here. Date is also text, and it's just my adjusted date. Could be today's date if you want to skip this step. And then image, we can skip over again because we're not doing that in this video. This has now posted our article, which is great. What we want to do now is get the dictionary again, and we're getting the value for the link in what this output basically, because this gives a JSON string, I believe, once you've uploaded something with a bunch of details. And what we want is we're creating this dictionary, and we only want the link. And then we put this link back in the file we talked about in the beginning, into this use topics file, and then we can use it next time. And then what we do here is we send a message to my phone, so I know the article has posted. This has ran every day, so I can check if I don't get a message, and I also get the link, so I can view the article right away. That is it. This is basically the video. I just wanted to showcase everything. If you have questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a follow-up video, especially if some things are unclear. I try to go over it in as much detail as possible, but sometimes if you're too deeply invested in this stuff, you kind of gloss over things that are difficult to understand. But again, yeah, if you just spend a lot of time with this, you forget how difficult it was in the beginning. So just let me know in the comments, and I'll make an update video. As I said, you'll find the necessary links on my website, and if you don't want to miss out on the update videos or the image generation, you can subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.